Have you ever stood in the shadow of something so ancient, so monumental that it completely reorients your sense of time and place? Have you ever felt the weight of centuries pressing down, making your own life feel like a fleeting whisper in a grand, unending story? We're about to embark on a journey that does exactly that. We're leaving the vibrant chaos of modern Mexico City behind to travel back in time, to a place shrouded in mystery and legend, the ancient city of Teotihuacan. This isn't just about seeing some old ruins. It's about climbing the pyramids that have mystified historians for generations, feeling the same. Stones under our feet that ancient civilizations once walked, and trying to comprehend the sheer scale of their ambition. Stick with us as we navigate the journey, taste the local flavors, and ascend to the top of the Pyramid of the Moon and the Pyramid of the Sun. What we experienced there was nothing short of unreal, and it's a perspective-shifting adventure I can't wait to share with you. Our adventure to the ancient city of Teotihuacan began not at the foot of a pyramid, but in the bustling, organized chaos of a massive bus terminal in Mexico City. Our journey through the sprawling streets of the city, passing neighborhoods full of life and motion as we headed toward Teotihuacan. Along the way, we watched the scenery slowly change, busy roads, local markets, and everyday city rhythms fading into transit zones begun. Some were professionals commuting for work. Others were families heading off on holiday, all merging into a constant flow of arrivals and departures. As we made our way through the crowds, we encountered a few people asking for donations, a common sight in tourist-heavy areas. After a quick check of the departure board, we located our assigned gate and platform, ready to board. We settled in for what would be a roughly 45-minute ride to Teotihuacan, ensuring a comfortable journey out of the city's urban sprawl and into the more rural landscape that surrounds the ancient site. After a smooth ride, the bus pulled over and we disembarked near the entrance to the archaeological park. The transition was immediate. The organized hum of the bus was replaced by the lively energy of the street, filled with the sounds of passing bikes, cars, and the calls of local vendors selling souvenirs and snacks. Before diving into the history and grandeur of the pyramids, we had a more pressing need: food. We were starving, and our energy levels were dipping. We knew that climbing ancient structures would require fuel, so we decided to eat first. The moment we stepped inside, the tantalizing aroma of authentic Mexican cooking hit us. Of course, no meal in Mexico feels complete without ordering a Mexican Coca-Cola. Every bite was a revelation. As we ate, we couldn't help but notice the traditional kitchen setup. Fueled and re-energized, we were ready to explore. To make the most of our visit, we arranged for a local guide who spoke English. He offered us a unique way to see the vast site, a tour on a four-wheeler which would allow us to cover more ground and understand the history from a local's perspective. Our guide began by painting a picture of Teotihuacan's dramatic history, explaining that this once thriving metropolis was invaded by the Spanish during their conquest. After a brutal conflict, the city was burned and ultimately abandoned, its magnificent structures left to the mercy of time. Our guide shared the meaning behind the city's name, Teotihuacan, which translates from the Nahuatl language to the place where men become gods. It's a name that perfectly captures the awe-inspiring and spiritual nature of the site. As we approached the entrance, we paid the entry fee, noting that there's a different pricing structure for foreign visitors. The weather was on our side. It was a cool, calm day, which meant the site was less crowded than it might be during peak season. This serene atmosphere was a blessing, allowing us to appreciate the sheer magnitude of the ruins without the distraction of large crowds. The relative quiet made it easier to connect with the history and imagine the city in its prime. The two most prominent landmarks, visible from almost anywhere on the site, were the Pyramid of the Moon and the Pyramid of the Sun, standing like silent sentinels watching over the valley. As we began our exploration, the intricate details of the construction became apparent. Our guide pointed out caves and underground chambers that dotted the landscape, some of which are believed to have been used for sacred ceremonies or even as residences for the city's elite. The stone construction was remarkable. We observed how the massive blocks of volcanic rock were fitted together with incredible precision, with smaller stones wedged tightly in between the larger ones to create a stable, enduring structure. The archaeological layers were visible in some areas, showing how a new temple or platform was often built directly on top of an older one, revealing the city's evolution over centuries. Our first major challenge was the Temple of the Moon. Its staircase is notoriously steep, each step feeling taller and more difficult than the last. The climb was physically demanding, requiring us to use our hands to pull ourselves up, a humbling reminder of the effort it must have taken to build and ascend these structures daily. Reaching the first platform of the Pyramid of the Moon, we turned around and the view was simply breathtaking. The Avenue of the Dead stretched out below us, a wide, ancient road flanked by smaller temples and platforms, leading all the way to the colossal Pyramid of the Sun in the distance. The entire valley unfolded before our eyes, a sprawling panorama of history and nature. It was at that moment we realized that no camera, no video could ever truly capture the scale of this place. You have to be there, feeling the wind and seeing the expanse with your own eyes to comprehend its magnificence. For preservation reasons, visitors are only allowed to climb partway up the Pyramid of the Moon, but even from that vantage point, the perspective was awe-inspiring. Looking across at the Pyramid of the Sun, its size was even more apparent. It is significantly larger than the Pyramid of the Moon, a true giant of the ancient world. Our guide told us that the Sun Pyramid has over 250 steps to reach its summit, a climb we would save for another day. He also shared a useful tip. On Sundays, entry to the site is free for Mexican citizens and residents, which is great for locals, but often means larger crowds. We continued our tour on the ground, riding the four-wheeler along the wide gravel paths that crisscross the site. Our guide pointed out fascinating details we might have otherwise missed, like stone carvings of animals, including a beautifully preserved puma, an animal revered in ancient Mesoamerican cultures. The surrounding landscape was just as captivating as the ruins themselves. The rolling hills that frame the valley are believed to have volcanic origins, and it's from these hills that the ancient builders quarried the stone for their monumental city. As we rode, I couldn't help but reflect on the contrast between the ancient civilization that built this city and our modern lives. They created these enduring monuments with nothing but manual labor and an incredible understanding of engineering, while we arrived on a motorized bus and explored on a four-wheeler. This journey was a powerful reminder of what truly matters. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind, to forget the bigger picture. But experiences like this, traveling to new places, immersing ourselves in different cultures, tasting new food, and standing in awe of nature and human history, these are the things that enrich our lives. They give us perspective, connect us to the world, and remind us that we are part of a story much larger than ourselves. Standing there between the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon, I felt a profound sense of gratitude for a life that allows for such adventures. As our day came to an end, we made our way back, our minds and cameras full of memories, and began the journey back to Mexico City. This trip was more than just a tour. It was a pilgrimage to the heart of an ancient mystery, and it was absolutely unreal. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible adventure to Teotihuacan. If you enjoyed traveling back in time with us, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more journeys into the heart of culture, food, and history. We'd love to hear in the comments if you've ever been to a place that completely changed your perspective. Until next time, keep exploring.
Thanks for watching. Like, comments and share.